Welcome back to continuing coverage of UC Athletics here on GoBearcats.com. Tom Gelehrter, happy today to get an opportunity to sit down with head football coach Tommy Tuberville as we inch a little bit closer to Monday and the start of training camp. The Bearcats will report on Sunday, finally, and hit the field on Monday. And Coach, right now, all your friends are on day 3, 4. Some of them are even on day 5 of practice. You look around the country, everybody else is practicing. Has this been a little bit weird to maybe be one of the last teams to get into the fray?
Yeah, it's awful different, but it gives you an extra week off, and I know we're missing a couple of open dates that we'll probably need as we go down the stretch, but it is what it is. We got a chance to watch the PGA golf tournament this week, not have to worry about football, but we're getting cranked up, ready to go, and looking forward to reporting on Sunday at Higher Ground and getting ready to practice on Monday.
Last year when we had this chat, you didn't really know what to expect from Higher Ground, and that's how it goes for a lot of first-year head coaches. Now you're going there for your second time, and it's experience that you not only loved, but you're very anxious to get back.
Yeah, the big thing is we feel a lot more comfortable about what to expect with our players, what we have. The only question marks is the young guys coming in. Where are we going to fit those guys? Are they going to be linebackers? Are they going to be safeties? And that's always a fun part. You build your team basically in spring practice, but then you kind of tweak it when you go into two-a-days and you kind of refine all the techniques. And so that's what we'll do next week. We're not going to be in any hurry. Heck, I think it's still 5 weeks before we play, and we've got a lot of time. One thing we don't want to do is get mentally worn out before we get to the first game. So we're going to practice hard. We're going to meet a lot. We're going to be mentally and physically ready to go through a couple of scrimmages here in the next couple of weeks, try to find everybody where they're at in terms of conditioning. Do we have them in the right place? Some guys have gotten bigger. We've moved Corey Cunningham to offensive line. In the last few days, a defensive guy that was on the defensive depth chart and probably still is. We probably hadn't had time to move him. So there's guys that we're going to move around to try to make this team better, give them a better opportunity to be part of the team going into the season.
Well, the season opener is September 12th against Toledo at Paul Brown Stadium. And as you look at your two deep, and it's going to change a lot over the course of the next few weeks, when would you like to have that two deep set for the Toledo game?
Well, it'll be set about 2 weeks before the first game, but we'll know a lot more about it after really the first scrimmage. Number one, everybody wants to know who's going to be the quarterback. Munchie is getting closer to being not 100%, but with an opportunity to challenge for the quarterback position. Gunnar Kill is a young kid that's still a myth. He's a myth, a legend is what I call it, because he's highly ranked, highly rated, signs at Notre Dame, comes here, sits out a year, and he hadn't taken a snap. And so we've got to make sure that he's real comfortable in what he's doing. If he's going to be our quarterback, get our young quarterbacks ready to go, but really put all the pieces to puzzle together. I don't care. I've been through seasons before where you've had almost all your starters back, but it's still a different year. Guys get bigger, stronger. You got to find places to where they fit in. Can they help better at being a linebacker than being a safety? And so that's coaching. That's what you have to do to try to make your team better and kind of tweak it as you go along through two-a-days. And when you get to that first week of the first game, have everything kind of going in the right direction. Hopefully you get that momentum started and play as good as you possibly can play.
Aside from that quarterback battle, which obviously I think a lot of folks are looking forward to seeing how that plays out, what position battle are you most looking forward and seeing how that plays out?
Well, the big thing, and it's going to be fun to watch, and again, we've got a lot of areas that's going to be a lot of competition. But we've got 14 or 15 wide receivers, right, and you can only play 3 or 4 at a time. And so it's going to be fun to watch those guys compete in camp to try to earn either a outside position or inside position. Who's going to be second team? You play a lot of guys, but there's always that stigma of having your name on that depth chart and name of being a starter for a college football team. And we're going to have a lot of competition from older guys that's been here, guys that's played, guys that's been here 1 year like Mikael McKay, or new guys like Johnny Holton or Casey Gladney. So that's going to be an area. And then running back. We have got to have somebody step up at running back. We've got some young guys. Michael Boone has really done well in the offseason, a young freshman nobody knows anything about. But you win with experience. And we've got Tion Green and Jose Williams and Rod Moore and of course, Ralph Abernathy, who's playing slot, will also play some running back. So there's going to be a lot of competition there also.
Coach, when you look at the schedule and you start to work towards that Toledo game, will you spend a little bit more time on development because the Toledo game's off further away before you start implementing that game plan?
Oh yeah. We'll spend more time on developing the younger guys. We'll go back to the drawing board on some of the guys that we know are going to play that basically redshirted last year. But the main thing is you work on the mental aspect of what you're doing. I'm a simple guy. I like simplicity. I like for guys to know, what to do, and play 100%, play full speed. I don't like to try to out-coach people. I don't think that works. I think we've got good enough talent at every position now, and with a lot of depth, that if we get guys to playing hard and playing fast and playing the speed that they can play, then we're going to have a chance to be a pretty good football team.
You're a simple guy until you go into your bag of tricks and throw out 6 or 7 in one game. How many new trick plays did you dream up over the summer?
I talk to my kickers before they go off for all these summer camps. They go to all these places and work with other kickers. And one thing I always tell them, I always ask, find out, hey, what was your best trick play that y'all have run? And you'll be surprised how many times you find one from a high school kicker to some of the pro guys, and you get a new bag of tricks. So I've got a few in there. Of course, I've got my oldies, but goodies. But I also look for the new things that you can pull, because I think it makes it fun. It makes it interesting for your players. You get to work on those things, and I think it gives you momentum. So looking forward to open up that bag of tricks and maybe open them up pretty quick.
All right, sounds like a good game plan. Finally, last week you had the seniors over to your house for dinner, a little bit of bonding before you get into practice. How excited are you about that group to lead this entire team?
Well, as I tell every senior group every year, and I've done this ever since I've been a head coach, is bring them all together before you start the season and just let them know, hey guys, listen, this is your team. This is the one you're going to be known for. Now, you've played 3 or 4 years in the past here at Cincinnati, and you've won a lot of games, won championships, but that makes no difference. It's what you do when you're a senior, your last time that you go out. A lot of these guys will have an opportunity to maybe go play on the next level. Most of them probably this is the last year that they'll go through a 2-a-days, a camp, and a season, and when it's over with, it's done. And so I want them to have fun. I let them know, hey, this is your team. This is the time that you can step forward and make a difference with a lot of young guys. You can grow up not as just a football player, but as a leader. A few years, some of these guys will be selling cars, lawyers, doctors, politicians, heaven forbid. But it's one of those things that you just want to let them know this is a growing experience. And now you've been able to follow other senior groups through the years. Now you're the guy everybody else is looking to. So it's time for you to button it up, and speak up, say what you think, lead in the training room, in the weight room, and in the locker room, and to be a positive force on this football team as they go through their last year.
All right, sounds like a good plan. Coach, again, the Bearcats will report on a Sunday back here to the University of Cincinnati, and then they'll travel out to Indiana, and their first practice at Higher Ground on Monday. Of course, we'll have the most extensive video coverage of Bearcats training camp right here on Bearcats TV. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time.
Thank
we will see you on Monday. We'll have our camera. We will chat again, and you know what we'll have out there as well.
Looking forward to it.
We'll have our Bearcats TV eye in the sky.
Eye in the sky. It'll be hovering around.
That's right. Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
That is head coach Tommy Tuberville. I am Tom Gelehrter with your Bearcats training camp preview right here on Bearcats TV.